All right, let's figure out the pillar. So I already, of course, figured it out, and I want to just basically retracing my steps. But at the end of this blockout, I'm gonna like show you maybe some other options or what else, like maybe some other ideas how you might want to approach like certain elements in this layout. But what I wanted for my pillar to do is I didn't want it to for it to only be like one piece. I wanted for it to feel like, you know, there's a piece of it. Let's scale it down. And right now I'm just like basically placing my strokes, right? And we're gonna duplicate it. So there's two of them. And now I'm looking what I've done. Let's copy this one. And this one will be laying on top of this one. And I'm gonna go into edit mode, Control R, sorry. Edit mode, selecting my verse, Control T, 90 degrees. Control T, 90 degrees. Because I want for my pillar to have volume. Is volume, right? And then what I wanted to do is I started figuring out, all right, how the pillar connects to the bottom and how the pillar connects to the top part, right, of this sheet. Let's make it a bit thinner, because I also feel like this pillar should be slightly more massive, slightly more, right? And I've done this. Let's duplicate it, and I've done. Like I'm working from the camera because I want to see how it will look from the camera, but also what I'm doing is like moving in and out, right? And I feel like there's still too thick, still too fat. Because I don't want for those pillars to weigh a ton. I don't want for them to weigh a ton. Right, and then what I've done is, let's goes like so, and goes like so. You know what, this is lousy because it should be like a harder cut. And for now, I'm just like trying to figure out the structure of it, right? I'm not committing to the pillar, what the material should be, I'm thinking about weight. Basically, I'm just thinking about weight here, right? And I really like this rhythm, like how it goes. Like so. The camera is obstructing the view. Oh, I'm dirty. God damn it. Got you fucking swine. Got this. And I'm thinking that maybe this pillar, I want, what I wanted to do, how I went about it. So I would want to start figuring out how this pillar is connected to, for example, this thing, right? Because it's connecting to the top part. So the top part, there should be maybe another pillar, like so. Right, but I'm just like, seriously, for now I'm being loose. Being loose with the juice. And then what I wanted to do is I wanted to do this swooshy shape. And the reason why I wanted to do this is because I really don't like when stuff just stands like at this right angle, right? Or whatever the angle can be. Like, I don't know, like this or differently. What I wanted to do is introduce some flows and some rhythms, because I've seen at the references that the pillars can do this. I'm being very loose with it. I'm just trying to figure out if it makes sense. Maybe like so. Maybe like so. Like so. So I like this swooshing shape, like, and the way it's being held in here, right? But now what I also want to do, or what I've done, is if this has huge weight and this has huge weight and is leaning on all of this, right? It means there's a lot of weight and pressure in here. And I might be making shit up. Because the only thing that I'm thinking is how to imply that there's weight. So what I've done is I've created this block. It needs more cuts. All right, this is. I hope it's recording. All right, I've bumped my microphone. So I'm trying to figure out the pillar, right? But as I'm looking at it, I'm starting to see this thing where you see how, again, I'm working in random color, not like material object. I want to see the shapes clearly, right? And what's seeing right now is I really want for this object to be the fattest in my scene, the widest, right? But now I'm looking at the distance between the pillar and the wall. So what I'm trying to get at is I've kind of divided by doing the pillar. So this is the importance of doing layout. I'm figuring out problems. And I'm gonna be figuring out problems, and you're gonna be figuring out problems of your own. But you see how distance and distance is the same? Kinda, right? So I really want I want to decide either this will be smaller or the distance in here will be, once more. I have more than two choices in here. This is my never halves talking through me. The painter inside of me knows. In order to go further, I either need to make this shape bigger, right? So it takes more of the space, so the distance between here and distance between here is different. Or I can make this smaller, so then the pillar will be this big, right? So the distance between here will be this, and distance between here will be this. And it happened because I wasn't paying attention. And it happens constantly to our brain. Like, you always want to be aware. Our brain works in the same ways. Sometimes, like, it loves even repetition. I wasn't paying attention. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna make this small. And the other why I want to do it, because I want to do a framing. Like so, where this building will be in here, like in my filling the first, and I still will want to see the pillar, right? But again, I'm just like also trying to recreate the layout that I've already done. But I'm trying to give you, explain my choices. So this should be smaller. Go maybe like so. Maybe smaller even. I mean closer, but I still don't want for those to overlap, whatever I'm trying to show in here. So now let's move our camera up. So what I'm seeing is I've made this smaller. All right, this will fill the frame. All right, so I can bring those closer. And now what I need to do is just grab those motherfuckers and readjust them. Closer. Like so. And those are way too long now, right? And I'm just like loose. Because I just want to satisfy the architect inside of me, who really screams for some pillars. Like so, just indicate this and this and this. So yeah, I like it better, but what's going on in here? I fucked something up. Uh-huh. How dare you, Piotr? I'm just gonna commit to the shape. So the reason why I want this 3D cursor to be in center, but there's like simply deformed, so in here, so I'm just gonna copy this and convert it to a mesh. Now I can do origins center, which means I can place the shape right in the middle. Somewhat like so, but I also don't need to be perfectly. Wait, why is this in here? Tam. Yes. Oh, because this is the OG shape. Oh, I see. I'm working on a wrong collection then. So what happened here, this is my collection block, right? And I started working on my collection block on the wrong one. I should be working on the OG, but no worries. What I'm gonna do is just, I'm gonna do this into like pillar 1. I just want to work on my pillars. And I want for my pillars to be over there as well. So move it back to well 1. All right. So my pillars are in my proper wall collection. But I don't need to see this one. God damn it. All right, let me pause, figure this shit out. All right, I had to pause because I had to figure something out. So the wall I'm building pillars on, right? I wanted to build next to the editable wall in here. And what happened was is just instead of like this, the collection instance was instead in here. So nothing changed. We have our wall in collection and it's built around with like 4 different walls. And someone, did I move it? God damn it. Because I was showing you some shit, right? But that's fine. That's fine. We don't need to be perfect with it. We're gonna figure shit out later. Although I need to move this one a bit. Like, this is also the importance of blockouts and layouts, because we have time to figure this shit out and we are not being distracted by lighting, by textures, by the story, by, I don't know, like a lot of shit happening in the scene, right? This is exactly also why we want to work with blockouts, right? We are trying to figure sense of spacing. You are trying, architect inside of us is trying to figure out the pillars. And now I'm seeing, all right, this will look so much better in frame, right? And whenever I'm using, like, I'm thinking about the pillars, like I talked about references, right? Because I've seen those, and I've seen this, and I've seen those, and others, and others, and others, I made like a conscious choice, all right? I want for my pillars to be flowy, and I want for my pillars to do something interesting. I don't want for my pillars to be touching at right angles or like at some rigid angles and whatnot, right? I really want to some movement inside of me, because I know it will make the architect happy, and I know it will make the painter inside of me happy, right? And of course, I've done those pillars already, and I'm just like retracing my steps, because the way I try to think about them, all right, this is something heavy, this is something heavy, this is all of this heavy, and it's laying on those, but the light wall might support it, but maybe those pillars would work in real life. I don't fucking know. But what I want to do is I want to imply more weight. I mean, by that I mean there's weight pushing down in here. So I thought this might be a fun idea. There will be this thing in here. And this thing will be like so. And this thing, this will be like this giant counterweight or weight that's gonna be placed like so. I'm just really looking for an excuse to do some more, push more dynamic lines into my image, like stuff at angle, but again, either a smooth angle and there's something another angle, so it like goes this way. This is boring and this is boring too, but I'm still gonna use those shapes in here somewhere. I'm gonna find a way to use a bunch of cylindrical shapes. Now I'm thinking maybe this is actually too much. So if there is something heavy pushing down, it means this needs to be attached. Like this might be standing on this. This will go like this. This should go in the middle. And now I'm thinking of heavy bolts, like this needs to be attached in here, in here, and again we'll be changing a bunch of stuff. I'm just trying to show you my thinking process. Like I'm trying to figure out like very crudely how stuff connects with stuff, right? So if this thing stands on this thing, this means this thing needs to stand on something else, and if this thing stands on this thing, I know I will need to have some heavy bolts. To simplify it, if this thing stands on the ground, it means it will be attached to this thing, and if this thing to be attached to the ground, it needs a bunch of bolts, right? I hope I'm making sense. I'm thinking like a 6-year-old kid. I love building Legos, and this is what I was thinking, I remember. I mean, I was making things up, like building Legos and figuring out how stuff would attach and how much weight you need to put on Legos, like techniques in order for it to apart, right? So I'm being like basically counterweights. Oh, so maybe differently. I look at those shapes maybe like as counterweights, and I'm not sure like if this is even needed, or I'm not sure if those pillars will be held up. Like this puts weight on in here, I would say. So this is also might be something cool. We might want to introduce some rhythms, because I kind of like how those are connecting, but I want the smoothness. I want the smoothness that I've seen on those beautiful references. God damn it. So I'm gonna be very what I'm doing here right now is I'm creating a plane, a cube. And just booleaning. And I'm looking for excuse to create this rhythm in here. Which means I don't need this wall that much. Yes, shapes, please. And then I want to do this maybe in here. This I will have to figure out, smooth out a bit more. But I hope you see what I'm trying to do, right? I'm trying to create like this swoosh, swoosh. This eye-pleasing feeling, I hope. And this can be like seriously this crude for now. And the other thing is I will want to start figuring out maybe this connects to this. Like I'm just looking at the choices that I've made. I was guided by the flows and me wanting to push some weight, right? Did I delete it? Yes. But now as I'm adding, all right, this is going down, right? If it's going down, I know I want to connect it to the ground and I want to imply weight of it, right? And then I'm going back, all right, the bottom part is fucking solved. Let's go up, 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 up. This is kinda. And those curves, like I'm not caring about those curves, but those curves will be a bit important later on because we're just gonna be getting rid of the geometry and bevel and just placing a mesh instead, right? So this is also like I'm trying to solve one problem. I'm not importing Kitbash assets and I'm not working with refined heavy assets. I'm trying to figure out the structure here, just trying to figure out the structure, and I'm taking my time because after this, everything will just follow. Shit will just follow and shit will just be building themselves or itself. I don't know if I'm making sense. And I know I want to this. Right? You do. Or maybe differently. I know I just want this for now. Like so, and let's leave it like so. And I'm already implying that if this object is touching this object, like this is metal beam touching something else, guess what happens in here? Just like with those cables, if this cable support line is touching this one, bam, 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 you want to indicate what it's doing exactly. So I'm leaving a mark in here. I'm leaving a box because this box will be haunting me because this box now wants to know how is it the box part of the pillar, and if this box, whatever, maybe it's like a clamp, or maybe this is like something that's welded on, but this something will be supporting the shape, or this shape will be leaning on this something. I hope I'm making sense. And yes, we want to solve problem at this ridiculous level, and if you understand that our eye follows shit and we do this, or you do this, you're implying like I'm not rushing through. I'm taking my time to figure out the super important problems. And if I do it, I know because viewer will appreciate it. So also this ties to storytelling as well. To me, this is to me storytelling, like the cable going like so, connecting like so, and doing like so, and there'll be a bunch of other shit happening in here too. This is like the storytelling to me. Storytelling told through environment or through conscious choices, but god damn it, I might be making things up too. So I don't know. Alright, this is enough. And now what I do is because I've added this shit in here, it means if this is here and this is holding some weight, what do I need? Maybe I need some counterweight. I'm mixing up terms most likely. And this is me doing on instinct things. So I've been doing this for some time now, like it always helped me. So maybe I'm not explaining something clearly. But I'm just trying, I've created this problem so I know there will be a pressure on top of it, which means this will be pulled down. So maybe we need something like this in here. This was like my concrete block that will act as a, I don't know, as a something. I've just repeated this shape over here. That's also the thing, right? And I know this thing will have to be connected to this thing somehow. Now, what I'm gonna do now is, ooh, what happened here, Piotr? Oh, I know what happened. I want to put all of this into its own collection. Let's call it Pillar 1. Let's add everything to this collection. And basically what's gonna happen next is I'm just gonna swap those assets, like figure out high poly version of it, right? Or something reduced. But again, I want to solve this problem first. Let's spawn pillar 1. And now I'm gonna start explaining some more why sometimes, or more often than not, when I do those kind of things, I'm not really building composition, using thumbnails. I know this, I got so much shit. I talked once about like what events that I don't really do thumbnails anymore. But I was using my shortcuts and my brain was saying me like, you know, fart answers. Fuck me, I'm doing it again. What I meant to say, I still do thumbnails and I still do sketch, but usually I will do them in free time and usually I will focus on like grouping of shapes and whatnot or some rhythms right now, right? But I'm working on environments, concepts like this one. Let's hide this one for now. Let's push it back. So this is my base. This is my layout, kinda, right? I already know I will have to change those. And I will want to work with this pillar differently than have this instant version in here. What I want to say is, if the layout is right, I would struggle to come up with thumbnails with something like this. And the reason why is, I know because this layout is kind of working already. What I will do, I will just start pulling shots, move the camera around. Like, I'm already telling you, this might be like a bar or a restaurant. Why the fuck not? Because people meet at those places, right? And I already know the way I'm gonna push this shot further or forward. Like, I'll be adding a bunch of stuff in here, and maybe this will have like this bevel, like so, slightly science fiction, and there will be a bunch of people in the middle, and there will be a round bar, and there will be a bunch of tables, right? Now, I wouldn't, like, imagine me trying to, I couldn't see myself drawing this shit. I mean, I could, but I would just come up with a thumbnail. But then what 3D allows me to do, I can pull my camera away and I can start doing other shots. Maybe like this one, right? Like leading us towards here. And I'll be just working on one scene and I'll want multiple shots from the scene. What I'm trying to say is when your layout is right, the thumbnails, the compositions, they're just doing themselves. I think I will want to have like one camera like so. I know I won't. I might do shot like this, that, where are they? That will show this beam, a bit of this beam, and will show a bit of another one. I'm just gonna show you what I've done at this point. of the sheet that I went through, right? So this is the image. Oh, of course, you've seen it. I'm just trying to retrace some of my steps, right? But what I'm trying to do in here, just like with the layout, right? This is my big shape, and I'm preparing area of rest for it because I know there's be a lot of sheet thrown on top, and this area still needs some small strokes. But the thing is, I know this kind of works because the layout is right? And it's filling the screen. And now what I can do after I will have this layout, I can just tweak the lighting a bit and I can start moving camera around. Like I can see myself maybe like trying to figure out, like draw a thumbnail for this. But because my ability to draw things in perspective is so limited that I need 3D tool, and the 3D tool will give me so much more juice. Like this, on a thumbnail level, this might be the same, but this gives me so much different feeling than this one. And not only that, I talked about this shot, right? And you see, like this is gonna take us this fast to go from this to something that feels a bit more polished, and then I might do like shot like this one when there'll be like this in here. In this, I really want to start bragging, showing my architecture shots. What I'm trying to get at is thumbnails is doing thumbnails is great. Doing thumbnails is like fun, amazing experience. You should do thumbnails, but also I feel like in shots like this one, it's like you really want to start building layouts. You really want to start figuring shit out, and then thumbnails will just follow, or compositions will just follow. Like there's so many things I can do right in here, right? And not only that, I'm gonna tell you this right now because I want to give you some options or how you want to proceed. And I've done this shape in this exact way because I already wanted, I knew what I had in mind, right? But what I want to say is you can push your shape if you want the other way. So you maybe want to push your shape the other way, like so. That might be cool too. But if you decide to push your shape like so, that might be cool actually. Let's move this one back. Then this one would have go like so. I'm just like trying something rough, right? This is too much. The architect inside you might want to do a shot like this. Hey, this is also cool, god damn it. But then what I'm saying is that's why I'm talking about it right now. Then you will want to justify your choices. If the arch goes like this, it means my pillar might need to do something else. What the fuck is going on in here? I'm already making mess. Oh, I see. Wait. Why is this one? Oh, god damn it. I'm gonna clean up the layout. So your pillar might need to do some, maybe not this. Maybe actually this would hold the weight. What I'm saying is, like, you're totally open. Like, that's fine with me. Like, for you to follow, like, the tutorial however you want. Because most likely, I want to provide you with tools. Alright? But I want you to know that if you decide to do something different with your shape, or maybe this roofs, maybe go like so, and this will be this small. And I'm talking about options. Like, always find a way to introduce some architecture. Always try to use architecture in a way, or like pillars in this case, in a way where it will be supporting your layout, where it will be supporting the other shapes, right? So if this goes like so, then I want to create a shape that fits into this shape, and so on, right? And I don't think I'm gonna expand it outwards. Now the other thing that I want to do is maybe talk about some ideas what you can do instead, because for me the most important thing right now is to have this area of rest and to have the shape filling the frame, and this shape can be anything really. So let's just do it now maybe. And the pillars can be different. All I'm saying is push the shape in an abstract way, but then find a way to ground them through basic architecture like pillars and whatnot. And the pillars can be straight, they can be like oval, they can be whatever you like. But it's so much, I find it so much more interesting if they do something cool like this. This to me is super cool. And this might like collapse in real life. I don't fucking care, but I like it. I'm intrigued by it. And it makes sense to me, right? That's the most important thing. All right. So And again, references. Start using for references that solve one problem at a time. Don't use like 20 references of I mean, goddamn it, I'm still having Piotr Jabłoński in my boards as well, in so many, but what I'm trying to say is have references like those of polished images and also have references that will solve your single problems. So for me, oh, let's do this. And you're gonna get to like just a touch of hard surface. I'm not like great at hard surface. We won't be spending a lot of time on hard surface. Those are my references, right? And I see like, oh, this beam is doing this and it's connected to this. And guess what this beam is doing? Yes, it smooths out. Like this has function, this block, right? Because it connects the beams, but god damn it, it does this thing and this thing does this thing and there's a bunch of bolts. This is my reference, not the whole words. My reference are those grounded from reality, those like functional things with some like cool design choices as well. All right, I'm confusing you. So about what your ideas can be, and of course you can follow mine. I'm that mine. That's great too. Well, let's just start with this. You can do whatever the hell you want or wish for, right? But all I'm saying is, whatever you will do, it doesn't need to have. I want different frame on long lenses like so. Because I know this will be one of my main frames. Whatever you will do, it doesn't need to be this. Wacom, come on. It doesn't have to be this exact shape. It doesn't have to be the exact same thing. What I'm saying, whatever you want in here, it needs to have an area of rest. And it doesn't have to be this big, because for me, if you want to do, this can be like a drill, right? And this drill is being held by something, but the top part of this drill will be different, and that bottom part will be different as well, meaning in here this drill can do this, right? But this should have the bottom part, the tip should have the tip, just the tip should have different texture, different properties, different something, so it will read visually different as this one, and then whatever is next to it, right? We want to clearly divide the shape. Or maybe else, maybe you want to do a giant reactor. Or maybe you just want to do, what else do we have on our rev boards? I always struggle with coming up with ideas for other people. Because our ideas are also based on our on what we perceive interesting, right? So it's very subjective. Like this is cool, this gives me some ideas. It can be a giant sci-fi. God damn it, it can be, because I've seen the shape. NASA pod. This can be this. Meaning, if you like sci-fi stuff, right, you see those walls. Those walls can be part of like something sci-fi, right? And inside you can see the pot. And the pot is divided in here and in here. But the bottom part of this pot will be doing something else. Maybe it will have some sci-fi cuts, levels like so. And then the midsection would need, I would assume, I would want to create an area of rest. And then the top part would be doing something else, and maybe there'll be decals in here, right? Like to me, even like this midsection, if you like repetition in your designs, or if you like this kind of stuff, so then sure, cool. It has a bunch of those shapes poking out, like so, like so, like so, because my like ground rule for this one is vertically we want to see different intervals, right? But horizontally within our design, the repetition is totally allowed, but we still want some areas of rest, and the shape they can go in and out, in and out. Let's see what else. Oh, this is cool because I was looking at a bunch of turbines. Real life objects are the best. Oh, this is so pretty. Oh, and this gives me idea, like, this image works for me because you can clearly see the weight, feel the weight, right? I might want to do a bunch of arts when I'm gonna be really fucking around with the weight. I mean, I don't want to do a bunch of planks held by balls. Maybe I will want to do like a bunch of buildings that are held, like constructed in a way where the weight really matters. And it's important because otherwise shit will collapse. Like, this is cool too. This is cool too, but let's just show this one. Like, I'm totally fine. And but goddammit, I want to give you an ideas, but you will have your own. Again, to me, you see this yellow part? This can be the yellow part. And then you see those tubes? I'm fine with those tubes, but I want those tubes to be long. Long. Right? And then I see the bottom part. It's up to you. You can follow the tutorial, and I'm gonna be sending. Hopefully, I will check. I think I'll be able to upload the scene. For sure, I will upload the meshes without the characters, because characters, some of them are from bot box. I'm gonna talk about characters some more, because this tutorial I'm not focusing on characters. I want to say I will provide you with the template, and I'll provide you with the at least meshes for the final scene. I will check if I can use the textures too. But I want you to say is, the most important thing is this area of rest in here. Whatever you want to bring in here, I bet it will be cool, but we want to keep it calm. I want to keep it calm because I'm laying foundations. I'm laying foundations here in order to put some decals, right? To put some cables, and the cables will be doing something specific, right? All right. So next video, what will